A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a surprising turn of events, Canada has announced the scrapping of its controversial digital services tax, a move that aims to revive stalled trade negotiations with the United States. This decision comes just hours before the tax was set to take effect, marking a significant shift in Canada's approach to its economic relationship with its southern neighbor. The digital services tax, which was introduced in 2020, aimed to impose a 3% levy on revenue generated by large tech companies from Canadian users. This tax was expected to impact major US-based firms such as Amazon, Google, Meta, and Apple, among others. The Canadian government had initially planned for the tax to be retroactive to 2022, potentially resulting in a hefty $2 billion bill for these companies. However, the political landscape shifted dramatically when US President Donald Trump announced he would terminate all trade negotiations with Canada unless the tax was rescinded. Trump's administration viewed the tax as a blatant attack on American businesses, and his comments on social media underscored the urgency of the situation. Following this ultimatum, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and US President Trump agreed to resume trade negotiations, aiming to finalize a deal by July 21st. The Canadian Finance Ministry's statement confirmed that the collection of the digital services tax would be halted, and Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne would introduce legislation to officially rescind the tax. Rescinding the digital services tax will allow the negotiations of a new economic and security relationship with the United States to make vital progress and reinforce our work to create jobs and build prosperity for all Canadians, Champagne stated. The tax had been a point of contention, with U.S. politicians arguing that it unfairly targeted American companies. The Biden administration had also expressed concerns over such taxes, which they argued could harm U.S. firms operating abroad. The move to scrap the tax was seen as a necessary step to facilitate smoother negotiations and avoid further escalation of trade tensions. During the G7 summit in mid-June, Carney and Trump had agreed to expedite negotiations, with both leaders optimistic about reaching a favorable agreement. The decision to rescind the tax reflects Canada's commitment to fostering a constructive economic relationship with the U.S., especially as both countries navigate the complexities of international trade. The Canadian government has emphasized its focus on building a stronger economy while ensuring that Canadian workers and businesses are prioritized in any agreement. As the July 21st deadline approaches, all eyes will be on the negotiations between Canada and the United States, with hopes that a resolution can be reached that benefits both nations. The implications of this decision extend beyond just trade. It signals a willingness on Canada's part to adapt its policies in response to international pressures while still advocating for fairness and taxation for digital services. The outcome of these negotiations could set a precedent for how other countries approach similar digital taxation issues in the future, especially as the global economy continues to evolve in the digital age. With the stakes high and the timeline tight, the coming weeks will be crucial for both Canada and the United States as they work towards a new economic and security relationship that could redefine their partnership for years to come. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.